Hey everybody, I got a good question in the comments I wanted to cover because this is a cool story. Check it out. I'm 60 years old. I'm retired from law enforcement in 2017. Live on a farm now. He welds equipment. And his neighbors found out, so he's welding for them now. He decided to go to school. That is so awesome. It's never too late. And you're going to learn, it'll put you on the fast track. You'll be able to get in one spot and have people kind of guide you and show you how. There's no school better than other. I'm sure there is better schools than other, but as far as going to Tulsa Welding School or something like that, just go somewhere where it's convenient to burn rods and have somebody to kind of show you some tips and tricks. That'll really help you. It'll straighten that learning curve. Funny question, I digress for a minute. My grandmother, speaking of going to school when you're old, she was 80, I don't know, early 80s, and she told my grandfather, I'm going to go to school and learn how to work on computers. He told her to take a screwdriver and a pair of pliers with her. So you're never too old. I have welded with a Everlast Power MTS. Not sure what that is, but it sounds like it's a plug-in-the-wall welding machine. Nothing wrong with that. It MIG, TIG, and sticks. He wants to start making extra money. This is awesome. This is a side hustle for him. He's got his retirement, but multiple streams of income are so important. When one peters out, if something did happen to his pension, heaven forbid, he would have another way to put food in his family's mouth by trading his time through a service he's providing for other people. Try to start thinking like that because it'll really help you. And he was wanting to know, should he put a welder on a trailer? He could put a generator to push his plug-in-the-wall machine. Any tips for an old fart like me? Okay. Yeah, I got a bunch of them. I probably won't be able to cover it all in this video, but I can get you started. I can kind of send you in the right direction of what I would do. Okay, and you guys in the comments, jump in there and give me some clues. Help me out because I'm not going to be able to think of everything in this short video. I've actually got a trailer on the back of my rig right now. Now, why are you showing me the trailer? That's because there's a couple reasons not to use a trailer rig setup. Because you're going to need to pull a trailer with all your crap on it to go work for somebody else. That's probably the main reason. The other reason is you're going to get in a tight spot. Believe it or not, it's going to happen. And it's hard to turn around, jockeying a trailer around, and all that other stuff. And you might be tempted to leave it there, and maybe somebody will steal all your stuff when you're gone. I would prefer a truck. Now, let's go back over here. Here's my truck. It's nothing pretty. That's another part of this point, this story. Always drive old trucks. Always. Pay a little bit for them and run them until the wheels fall off. Bought this one with 150,000 miles. It's got 359,000 miles and it still runs good. It's just amazing how good those old 7.3s run. They're nothing fancy, but you don't need anything fancy. It gets you to work. And it's going to get funky because you're sweating and get dirt all in it and everything else. So let's say you got your truck. I would recommend getting a 4-door. Let me show you why. There's probably a wreck in here. I took the back seat out of my truck and put a gorilla shelf. I think that came from Sam's or something. Bolted it down to that frame where the frame where the seats went. And it comes in so handy. I got my microwave up here, all my bevel machines, I like to keep them inside. And you can put all your stuff that needs to stay somewhat nice, if you call that nice. Okay, need a tetanus shot to go in there. All right, next. So you've got your truck, you got your 4-door truck. And like I said, guys, you can do anything you want. The world is yours and everything in it. So this is just what I would do. He said he's got his torch set up. You need to find a way to put your torch on your setup on your truck. Oxygen bottles can be laid down or stand up. Settling bottle needs to be kind of like that. You want there's liquid in a settling bottle And I'm actually going to do a video on what happens when you run a torch with a acetylene bottle upside down or on its side. That'll be interesting. I've never seen it done, so I'm going to do that for you guys too. Let's keep going with the torch. Hose reel. I love my Cox hose reel. It was like $600. I know it's pricey, but man, I have been using that thing for 13 or 14 years. Every day I've worked, and it's gone in and out, in and out. I mean, it's just nuts how long that thing has lasted. It's just now starting to give up the ghost. It's 100 foot. I can run it all the way out there and pull it, and it sucks itself back in. It's just amazing. It's never leaked. That's the crazy part about it is it still doesn't leak, and it's old as the hills. So that will get you from your truck, your tanks, your acetylene hose, and torch. Of course, you've already got your torch. You know, I recommend small tips just to save oxygen, acetylene, a double aught, a 1 aught is usually what I cut everything with. So you've got your torch set up and you're ready to go. Now, before we get into the welding machine, let me finish the torch work. I'm winging this 100%, guys, so bear with me. These, for a farmer or somebody that's doing that kind of work, you're going to use these different pipe sizes. Maybe not these big ones, but I've got one about every, and I use that one the most. That's the 2-inch. Fits on 2 3/8 drill stem, 2 7/8, 3-inch, 1.5 inch, and 45. They make these. I don't like these as much. These aren't as precise to me. If you get good with it, you're good with it. Don't get me wrong. I prefer this for my 45s and the 22.5s on this side. And I had to, on this saddle, I have got this thing fine-tuned, okay? I've grounded where it makes sense. It wasn't perfect for me, and I know exactly where to cut it. But this thing will do the same thing every time. Boom, done. If you get those paper wraparounds, in my opinion, they're an absolute waste of money. They're only going to last a little while, and then you're going to get it out one day, and it's just going to crumble up. You'll be like, what happened? It just goes. It's weird how it does that. So I recommend these highly, and I wouldn't say they're expensive, but nothing's cheap anymore, that's for sure. Now that I'm making a mess, Jose's going to be pissed. Of course, your level, your hand tools, your clamps, all the stuff that you know you're going to need. I don't really want to go into the stuff that you know you're going to need. But a laser level, okay? I would recommend my self-leveling laser. It's really handy, but it's expensive. This, I think, was 60 or 70 bucks. It's probably my second or third one. It's a Johnson. It's a big Johnson, actually. Anyway, this is going to help you when you're cutting off your pipe fence. A lot of farmers are welding pipe fence. You can make one mark where you like it, and you can shoot them over there. You can pull string if you want to, but why? Lasers don't lie. Okay, you've already got your squares. All right, hand tools are, you know, I'm sure I'll think of another video of hand tools I didn't think about. Maybe that's what I'll call it. Jack stands. All right, you're going to need one of these little gizmos. Wire wheel, grinder, tiger paw. I've got a hole for my file. That way, wherever you're working, you can grab your jack stand and run over there with it. And you would not believe the people that do this. The people that walk by my truck and go, "What is this?" It's strange. I just thought I'd fill you in on that. So you've got your jack stands. Let's do probably 4 minimum, man. More like 6. Because I've got 7 of them holding up a project over there. You're going to use them, and you'd be amazed how many jack stands you need for a small job that has different parts and pieces. And from my experience, you can order them a whole lot cheaper than you can go to the welding shop, if the welding shop's even got them. I don't understand why welding shops don't have welding tools anymore. And when they do, they're so expensive, it's unbelievable. So yeah, I've really been let down with welding shops around here anyway. So welding machine, that was one of his big questions. I would not get a generator and run your plug-in machine. If you're going to get into welding, let's do it. And leave your plug-in machine at your shop for small little quick projects. I would say get a diesel machine. They're just, that's what I prefer. They use less diesel and they seem to retain their value. You don't have to get a big Vantage 300. That's what I use. I've just enjoyed the heck out of them, and I have spent very little money on them. And a lot of people told me, oh, you're going to hate that thing. It's going to break down and all these problems. I haven't had any of that happen. I've replaced the fuel system on one because it was my fault. I didn't change the fuel filter like I was supposed to, and we get crap diesel down here in Louisiana. And one of them had a wire come loose or something. And it's very minimal things that have happened to these Vantages. I really, really like them. They've got Kubota motors, and two of them got me through my whole career. I mean, that says a lot. And of course, I bought them used. You know me, I'm here to make money. I'm not here to spend it on to look like a welder. I want to make money being a welder. I see a lot of guys with jacked up trucks, beautiful rigs, and they got $80,000, $100,000 in this thing. And that's just, I'm having trouble there. I would rather spend that money on assets that pay me to own them. That's what I really want you guys to take away from this. I want to show you how to make money. This is what it takes, help you along your way. And if I can get you, and I'm not saying you don't, a lot of you guys are super smart and know what's going on. But if I can get you there, those assets will pay you the rest of your life. And it's really kind of life-changing. Okay, so you've got your welding machine. It's let's say you pick out a gas burner. I know I got a lot of people that run Miller Bobcats. They run, and that's fine. You can pick them up for $2,500 all day long, a couple $1,000s. You should be able to pay for that really quick. So remember that. You're going out to weld, you're going to have to charge for it, and it needs to pay what you've got in. You got to make it worth your time. So you're going to pay your machine stuff off really quick doing these jobs. Leads. All right. I've always had 100, I say always. I tried to always have 100 feet of ground and 100 feet of hot lead. That's not really necessary. Your ground can be shorter. Right now, I think I've got 80 on both. Doing pipe welding, you usually need your ground pretty close to where your hot is. That's why I kept them the same, but you can do less. I wouldn't recommend any less than 60. 80's fine, but there's going to be that time where you're just that much too far away and it's a pain in the butt. You got to roll all your stuff up and back up. So try to get enough leads to get you to where you're going. And 1/0 is what I use. Number 1 is probably fine. Matter of fact, I think I've got one right now. I'm not real sure. It doesn't matter. It welds really good. Anything else that I'm missing in this, what is supposed to be a short video? I know there's a ton of things that I have missed. I completely understand that, but I hope you've gotten something out of this. Let me know. I'm not sure how many things I mentioned, but I'll count them as I upload this video, and I'll put that in the title, and the next one will be different. Give me some more ideas for you guys that are getting started. Congratulations going to school. And the older I get, 60 doesn't sound too old. Have an awesome, awesome day. Later.